People's potential is incredible, and often it's coaches who are the ones helping them to access it. But as every coach will know, finding ways to do that by bringing about long-term change can be challenging. That's why every great coach is continually looking at what the latest developments are that will help them to help their clients even more effectively. And neuroscience for coaches is a game changer. Shaping brains and minds. As a coach, you're using your expertise to help your client achieve success by bringing out the best in themselves. You're working with their brain and their mind. Coaching used to be based mainly on techniques that had been formulated predominantly on a trial and error approach. But neuroscience has created an immense opportunity for coaches. Neuroscience is the scientific study of the nervous system, so as you'd expect, it's an extensive discipline, and the volume of research in this area over the years has been vast. But thanks to the development in technology over the past couple of decades in particular, we now have incredible amounts of information and insights that are just transforming what we know about how to coach for maximum effectiveness. Self-directed neuroplasticity. In fact, one of our favourite responses to the question, what is a coach, is that a coach is an expert in facilitating self-directed neuroplasticity. An answer inspired by American psychiatrist and researcher Jeffrey Schwartz. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change. And of course, a fundamental part of successful coaching involves rewiring thinking and finding ways to make sustained changes that go on to become the norm. Understanding how the brain works gives coaches a plethora of insights into what can be done to make that happen. Many of the techniques that coaches currently use when working with their clients are excellent for addressing key challenges and for helping them to achieve their potential. But as a way to enhance a coach's understanding of the people that they're working with and to help them reach their goals, neuroscience has a major contribution to make. In what ways does neuroscience support the work coaches do? Neuroscience provides many of the answers to help explain what's happening when a person is being coached. Here are just some of the ways that it can be so powerful for coaches. Neuroscience creates a solid underpinning to everything that coaches do. An understanding of neuroscience provides a lens through which everything can be evaluated. It can enlighten coaches about the things that they should pay particular attention to. And it provides coaches who use specific models with a better understanding of how they might be working. Equally, it can be used to refocus overly vague techniques, can highlight outdated concepts, and even warn against practices that might not actually be beneficial to their client. Ultimately, neuroscience adds more substance and more depth of credibility to the whole coaching process. Neuroscience helps to guide the questions a coach uses and the environment that they create. A knowledge of neuroscience provides scope for deeper questioning, drawing in different and beneficial concepts to enlighten the process. Better quality coaching questions encourage a greater reflection and enable discovery. A more scientific approach can appeal to some clients too, helping them to consider issues from a different perspective and stimulate more engagement. Neuroscience can also better inform a coach about which ways are most likely to create the best coaching environment for each client. Neuroscience helps to reveal why people have particular motivations or behaviours. Every brain is unique and every client is different. Neuroscience can help coaches to explore in more depth about how individuals are motivated. It helps them to understand more about things like the impact of anticipated rewards and the implications of the threat response. This enables coaches to identify the techniques and the strategies that can be used to best effect to open up new pathways to learning and behaviour changes. Neuroscience informs understanding around areas such as habits and goal achievement. Neuroscience provides a clear focus on important considerations about how to get the desired actions occurring. For example, we know that mental stress leads to habit-based behaviour more than goal-directed behaviour. This knowledge can help to inform a coach about how, when, what kind of goal-directed behaviour should be attempted. And it also provides the client with a clear rationale for why they should do something a certain way, such as embedding a new habit by breaking it down into its components and then tackling one component at a time, increasing the likelihood of both compliance and success. How in depth should you go? Ultimately, neuroscience should underpin everything a coach does, but there is a balance to be struck and a note of caution that needs to be highlighted. Some coaches are already enthusiastically embracing the idea of using neuroscience in their work, which is great. But what's not so great, however, is when the extent of their knowledge only extends to reading an article or two on the subject and then feeling qualified to use those insights in their coaching practice. Nicely packaged neuroscientific tools can feel very appealing, and in some cases they can add some value. But an experienced coach will appreciate that coaching takes more than simply completing an exercise after an exercise with a client. Taking shortcuts can be risky and could actually end up being counterproductive. We're not advocating that every coach needs to hold a degree in neuroscience at all. The field of coaching, the field of neuroscience is vast, and within it, experts are specialising in really specific aspects of it, and no one can be expected to know everything. But what we are saying is that coaches should make sure that they're investing time in understanding the basic concepts correctly. Be prepared to evaluate the source of the research that you're looking at and go back to revisit the original research if appropriate. How can you further develop your knowledge about neuroscience for coaches? The feedback we receive from coaches is that having the ability to explain the relevant research gives them a far greater level of credibility with their clients and positively impacts virtually every aspect of their coaching practice. If you would like to know more about how it can help you, an excellent starting point is the latest Neuroscience for Coaches book. And if you would like to dig deeper and develop your knowledge further, then why not consider signing up to our Synaptic Potential certification for coaches. It includes a wide range of amazing resources for coaches to use with their clients. So get in touch with us if that sounds like it might be interesting.